Like,
But you get what I was saying these past couple of days now.
yeah, but what I'm saying is like, I understand what you're saying, but you can get emotional and you can get upset, you know, when people aren't seeing it, you know, the way that you see it and the way that it is, you know, it
Yeah.
is. The only reason why I say that you can't like lose your cool basically and like, you know, shout and, you know, like I guess just get like too overly aggressive is because that's one less person whose mindset you could change.
Right.
You know, even if it's not today, that hour, a few hours down the line, a couple days later, a year later, 5 years later, you know, like just, you know, holding your composure. You know, yes, get emotional, yes,
Yeah.
get upset, but you also have to, you know, hold your composure because then you'll start to lose sight of what the issue is and you'll be so wrapped up in your emotions that it probably, you know, will heed your argument.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I called Liv up today. I was talking to her. And I was
Oh,
talking to
yeah.
Cody and Unity. Because Liv, like, I was like, Liv, how did you do it when you went through this stage of learning about, your history and learning about the truth about black and white people and race relations in America? And being on this campus, you know, and she was like, Don, she was happy I called her because I called her when she just got out of class with Cornell West. So
Yeah.
and she gave me an invitation. She told me to on a Monday, one of these Mondays, she wanted me to sit in on the class. But anyways, she told me that basically what you just said. She basically said that because she found herself doing it
Mhm.
when she woke up and was like, wow, this is how the world works.
Mhm.
So she said, Don, some people you're gonna touch. Some people gonna hate you. You're gonna lose a lot of friends.
You gotta
She's,
accept that.
yeah, she said it might even affect your relationship with Shanita. You said because if y'all got different views. She said that was something she faced. She said she lost a lot of friends. Twitter followers dropped. Facebook friends blocked her. Relationship issues with Jose or whatever, her boyfriend. But she said this is something she loves. So she knows that she still want to do this, and you gotta have them sacrifices at time. But she said she would get emotional a lot too. She cried. She told me in her class yesterday night with James Coleman. He's the author of one of this book. Yeah. She
What's that?
He's not the author. He's that guy. But she has class with him, James Coleman,
Oh, the guy, the quoted guy.
the quoted guy. And she cried last night. But anyways. It is sad that a lot of our own kind don't know about this, but like you said, only thing I can do is, allow me to share a lot of knowledge that I learned, provide some books for them, and let them go and read it on their own.
Mhm.
And I'm learning that. It's just that now I'm in this stage where, I'm radical, which we can talk about the actual meaning of that term and how it's negative specifically because it's used for educated black people. But yeah, I am in this sensitive transition stage where call me pro-black, radical, whatever. I just feel like I'm becoming educated about my history.
Mhm.
I have every right that I deserve to know. I'm getting my money's worth right now. And I'm gonna lose some friends and I'm gonna gain some. But like you said, I can't allow my emotions get too intertwined with the message, because I am going to miss the point, and I don't want the person that I'm talking to miss the point.
Yeah.
So I definitely understand that, and this is just something this is the beginning.
Mhm.
So I'm going to get a hold of that.
Right.
But it's frustrating for me when I'm in class and there's white people that are starting to see it and understand, and when I go back in my own black community and share it amongst my people,
They don't.
no way. There's no such thing as a white supremacy. Black people can be racist. And it's like, I gotta realize I shared them same views 2 years ago. Because I definitely did not always know this.
And we have to like really look at
Yeah.
racist or racism means to have, pure hatred for another group of people based on the color of their skin, right?
Yes.
And when you say based on the color of their skin, you can read that as basically racism is pure hatred for another group of people just because. Just because you can. Just because you can be racist.
Yes, yes.
And who can be racist? Who has the power to be racist? White people. You know, like... Sorry about that, guys. I'm going to shut them down in a hot minute, then we're going to continue with our conversation.
But,
well, you can come in. You can come in.
We're just recording a video.
We're recording our conversation, and it's real serious stuff.
You can join in if you have an opinion.
I'll share it with you. I mean, I'll share it with you guys too because I started recording late. But, you know, on your news feed, Aaron, from yesterday, of that guy, you know, that English teacher or whatever.
Yeah.
And he posted that video, Color of Fear, and he posted that documentary, The Color of Fear, to justify that black people can be racist just as white people can.
Yep.
So I'm watching the film, and I'm only a half an hour in. It's an hour and 30 minutes. Who knows what might happen? But in the film, they have, you know, a couple Asian people, specifically Japanese and Chinese. They have 2 black people and 2 white people. One of the white people considers themselves a racist. And he says, you know, I'm here because I've been a racist all my life. And basically, you know, I guess he sees a problem with it. And he wants, you know, to be enlightened and to, you know, hear the experiences of black people and other oppressed groups. Mm-hmm. So the black guy, he's saying, and it's just speaking so clearly to me. He said, let me go to it because I wrote it on the comment section as he was saying it. He said to the white man, he said, racism gets looked at as a person of color problem, but we're not the problem. We're on the receiving end of the problem. Racism is essentially a white problem.
So how did the teacher recommend that?
That's what we're trying to figure out.
That goes...
Because it justifies.
Like I said, I haven't watched the entire...
Is that somebody's comment?
This is a statement from the black guy in the video.
Oh.
That's why I don't think he responded to my comment.
You know what?
Justified everything I said.
And this, you know, what this is saying to me is that...
Yeah, you might not be friends with him no more. But,
what was I saying, babe?
You said that the black guy...
Like this... What this was saying to me, I said it so beautifully before, and you know I got a bad memory. I can't even really think about it now.
Yeah.
But, you know, racism gets looked at as a person of color problem, but we're not the problem. It's that, you know, racism... When you say that... Okay, so say if racism was a person of color problem, it would be saying that, you know, you guys are experiencing racism because of who you are. In order to not experience racism, you need to fix that. You need to change who you are. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, for racism to say that racism is, you know, a problem of black people is to say that they experience racism because of who they are, and that for them not to experience that racism, you have to change who you are. And he went on to say, but we're not the problem. We're on the receiving end of the problem. The problem with racism is that you have pure hatred for another group of people based on their skin color just because. No rational reasoning behind it. And so that is the problem. Who has that problem? White people have that problem, right? So if white people have that problem and they're, you know, influencing that or expressing that onto black people or another minority group, they're sending that to them. Therefore, black people are receiving that they're receiving the consequences of that problem, which are basically, the consequences are, things like you walk into a room full of white people and you instantly tense up because you innately, inside of you, you just don't feel accepted.
Yeah, we all experience that.
I know we all experience that, and we don't automatically think when we walk into a room, all these white people are racist. We don't think that.
Right, exactly.
We just know what we feel because of the black experience, because of the Latino experience, because of the Japanese experience in America.
Sometimes you can sense it.
I mean, yeah, and they talked about that too. The other guy talked about it. He said in this film.
You can walk into a room and sense it.
Yeah.
I know.
I mean, being here on this type of campus, we already automatically expect it. Yeah. Like, because we've been here long enough to already know the dynamics.
Mm-hmm.
So we already expect it. But generally speaking, it happens innately, like Shanita was just saying, like,
it's just something inside of you that you can't really control. And that's something, now, like, I'm 22 years old, and I'm just now, like, realizing this. I mean, I'm glad that I'm so young and just now realizing this and not,
later.
like 35, 40 years old and then just, oh, now I get it. Old as dirt. But, like, it's really interesting. And
why you think I've been so into it? Like, it's beautiful. At the same time, it's depressing because it's like, wow, like we're.
But the first step, to change is, understanding the fundamental problem. Just understanding the fundamental problem.
Yeah,
and being able to, break it up into smaller sections.
Yes.
And then when you put them all back together, it still arrives to the same conclusion. Like, it just makes so much sense. And, racism, like, and he said, to be American, you give up who you are, ethnicity, to become American. Who are the only people who have to give up who they are to become American? To become assimilated, to become accepted? Not just black people, but it is, other groups of people, right? Yeah. Correct.
There's
other, groups of people that, come to America. Yes. Even if you were born here in America, you still, give up parts of you to fit, that idea of American. And that idea of American is, going to college, right? Who were the first people to go to college? White people. Not saying that, you shouldn't go to college or anything, but these institutions and things like this were created by white people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we were enslaved during that time.
Yeah, like,
we probably built them,
Like, I just feel like when you give up who you are, like, that's when you become American, and it's like, and also he said, white, human, and American become synonyms.
Yeah, that's deep.
So,
that's
like,
deep.
To be American is to,
That's deep.
To be American is to, be civilized, and what is civilized? Who defines what civilized is? When we think of civilized, we think of, using your fork and your knife correctly, eating with a spoon, not eating with your hands, sitting up straight, like, and I'm not knocking those things, but I'm just saying that those things are associated with whiteness. They're associated with whiteness.
Correct.
And therefore, when, that is the dominant, like, theme of, what civilized is, because, black people think that that's civilized, like, other, minority groups thinks that is civilized. So when we all think that that's civilized, it's like we are, becoming assimilated in the sense, like you're, accepting what it means to be white.
Correct.
And the human part, like, I just think that this trio really gets at the point. I really think that it gets at the point that white, human, and American become synonyms. It's just, I don't know. It's really interesting. Human, white, and American. That is really, now that I think about it, people like to think that, there's no more racism, not necessarily no more racism. I guess no more institutionalized racism.
It's called colorblind racism today.
Yeah.
That's the term we use.
It's like people say, there's no more institutionalized racism. But there is, when I look at it, I really have experienced this all my life, When I think about what it means to be human and what it means, to be American, I think it means, to be civilized. I think it means to go to college. Not saying that going to college is a bad thing, but you know what I'm saying, like, seek higher education.
Correct.
I think, like, to be American means to, like, live out all your dreams and your aspirations and things like that. Who were the first people to do that? Who were the first people to, live out their dreams and aspirations within, American society? White people. I'm just being so enlightened, like, and y'all, I got a paper to write that's due tomorrow, and I ain't even start yet, but that is not as important as this. It honestly isn't, like, when I just...
Welcome.
Come on.
Welcome.
Look, I'm still in the environmental field,
you're
okay?
Right,
That's still my primary.
That's what you think. I'm saying, welcome.
I know, but I don't know. Like, I'm just feeling like really emotional right now, and I don't want to cry because, like,
you should cry. Let it out.
No, like.
Welcome. Welcome.
Like you said, like, it's not anything, like, these concepts and ideas aren't anything to be proud of, but it's just so, like,
go ahead, babe.
It's just, like, so, like, fulfilling when when you understand it. And I mean, it's sad, but you realize what the world is really about.
Mm-hmm. I know, taking a long. It was fine though, because we were going to change it though. But like you said, you understand and see it now, and it's better now, than later, like you said earlier. We are a oppressed group of people, and we have to rise above that.
This whole thing, like, where, statistics are saying, the minority are becoming the majority now. Like, we're seeing a shift.
Only numbers.
That's
it has nothing to do with our social status and power in America. That just means that we're growing, we're populating, people are having more kids. And that is something scary for white people in a lot of reasons. But that's just as I said to you, babe, a room that's full of black, like, white people can move in a neighborhood full of black people. At the end of the day, they still have more power than us,
And that's a shame, you know, like.
That's racism. It works.
And that makes sense. They're saying, minorities are becoming the majority. So, are you presenting that to me as, that's a good thing?
Huh?
Like, if that was such a good thing, in the neighborhood that I lived in, those 3 white people that moved in on the block, but the rest of the 20 black people, why did we feel, like, conscious of ourselves then, right? You know what I mean? Yeah. We felt more I know I did. I felt more conscious of, how I walked and where I was going, and, like, I just felt more conscious about myself with the presence of only, those 3 white people, even though my people were the majority on the block.
Right. It's a conditioning.
Like.
That a lot of us not even aware of it. And I mean, look at, like, TV, media affects a lot of that. Isn't it, like, I always give people this example, like, isn't it strange that you have BET? Out of all the networks, you specifically have this one network dedicated to black people. think about it. You don't have various networks that are, you know, split and really like integrated among, you know, blacks and whites and all that other stuff. Like that's one like television example I usually tell people about. Like
I
the
mean,
fact that
like-
we have to have our own thing shows a lot. And that's
And-
with anything.
And I think, you know, like another problem, you know, what another issue is that, you know, like I'm realizing these things and it could go one of two ways. It could either go the way of me saying, I hate white people. I hate all white people and damn those white people. I'm deleting myself from, you know, white people and I'm going to be pro-black and I'm going to, you know, and things like that. Or it can go the other way where it's like you said, you educate them.
Yeah,
You
you have to.
integrate them into your experiences and your way of thinking and get them to understand. And you say to that white person, I'm not blaming you specifically. I'm not blaming you
Right.
individually.
Right.
But I am blaming your group as an entirety.
Right.
The history of your people, you know, like,
Right.
and the implications of, you know, the history of white people is, you know, it's profound. Like, it's,
And they do a hell of a job of disguising it.
you know, yeah, it's disguised. You know, you got this, what is it called? What is it? Something Asian. What is it called? When, you know, like at her sinus, so they can have a few black people. What is it called? They gotta have a few black people. Like, what is it called?
Oh, yeah.
Affirmative
Yeah,
action.
affirmative action.
Yeah, like that type of thing. You know, like, who created affirmative action? Who
You got
Who
it.
said, okay, now is the time that we want to start, you know, letting more black people in?
Yeah, that was a
Who's-
means of to show that, oh, we don't live in a racist society. Look how many. That's
I
what
know,
affirmative action
but
was
who
supposed to
is
do.
they? White people.
Yeah,
You know,
probably.
like, it wasn't black people sitting around the table like,
I think it was Kennedy
we
that
gotta-
invented affirmative action.
it's like, you know, we gotta create something where, you know, they're gonna let us blacks in, you know? They gotta let us in, and it's called affirmative action. You know? Like, y'all see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, babe, I see it totally. You know, I see it. What you saying? Like, yeah, dude. That's why we have to, like, we need to know our history. And not just educate ignorant white people. And when I say ignorant, those that lack the knowledge of the history, we gotta educate our fellow mankind first, because we gotta be stronger in order to combat it.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Yeah, because, you know, what use is it, you know, if we just get white people to recognize
Right.
it and not black people? The only use that it
And
would
this
be
is
is
the
that white people make the decision that, oh, nobody is, you know, oppressed anymore.
right.
And you all can act black now. You can act how you want to. You can be, you know, your ethnicity or whatever you want to call it. You don't have to get rid of your ethnicity now because we understand. We understand. So now we're making the decision that, okay, you guys can be accepted into society just as you are. You can come to the job interview on with your red, black, and green. You come to the job interview with your red, black, and green, and we will look past it.
Right.
We will look past it.
Come to the interview with your hair braided, you know, be
Yeah.
an individual.
Because I said you can now. You
That's
can
it.
do it now.
Welcome, babe.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
See, welcome.
we don't clap no more. That's a simulation. We snap.
I didn't even go that far. You know? But yes. So, I mean,
I'm just, and now, like, do I look a mess now because of my eyes?
No,
A little bit. My nose is really red. I don't know if I should post this now.
Where are you gonna post it? In YouTube?
I was going to post it on YouTube and on Facebook.
Yeah, I mean, wherever you.
I'm going to post it. Y'all going to see this ish. Watch the whole thing. Where we at? 24 minutes? That's alright. Y'all got 24 minutes? Plus some.
Wait, did you just stop recording?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, so you wanted to see.
No, because, like, I told him that I wanted to record this because this is, like, an important moment for me.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I want to have this on record, you know? I want to have this on record. You know, like, And I also, you know, want other people to see it. Maybe they could get something out of it. Maybe another black person could be touched. You know? And I'm not saying, you know, you have to agree with me and I'm trying to get you to agree with me.
Right.
But I'm trying to get you to think more critically. That's what I'm basically trying to get you to do, is to think more critically and seek out new things. Not just books, you know, seek out conversation. Seek out talking to people that you're uncomfortable talking to. It may bring out something in you that you never thought you had. You might just start talking in all types of tongues.
I'm still waiting for Mr. Michael to respond.
And you, Michael, I hope you watching this too. Mr. English teacher, I hope you watching this. I'm gonna post it on the
Sometimes
I'm gonna post it on your Facebook status feed. That's what I'm posted on. You posted the video that, you know, made me realize his argument, Naheem Boone's argument. Like, come on. I mean, and, you know, for all you people out there, you know, like potential employers and, you know, anybody out there who watching this, yeah, me. Like, you recognize me when you see me and you associate me with this video. I want you to. I want you to associate me with this video. Shoot, you should hire me just because of this huge, profound realization I just had and life-changing conversation I just had. I'm sorry, I'm having a moment. I'm having a good moment. So good a moment that I'm thinking about not writing this paper at all tonight and just going to bed happy.
No, sister.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I gotta get that education.
We gotta get that thing that they don't want us to have.
We gotta get that thing that they told us it was okay to have right now.
All right, in that video, because we get in a little bit too.
All right, yeah, we getting a little too, you know. Yeah, but this video is to not offend anybody, you know.
Gotta throw that in there.
Yeah, like seriously.
Yeah, true
This is an important moment in my life right now, and I just, you know, want to hit somebody else with it, you know. White, black, whatever your color. I just want to hit somebody else with it. Like, I hope that this has enlightened you and this has made you, you know, think more critically about, you know, this system that we live in America. In the world, goddammit. In the whole entire world. Not just America, because white people cross borders. It's been done throughout their whole entire history. They crossed the European border and came over to Africa. And then they crossed the African border and came over to North America.
Yeah, white people got this thing about colonization.
The triangle.
And
the triangle, yes.
Also,
the triangle.
Manifest destiny.
Manifest destiny. Yes, I just learned about that in Costa Rica.
Yeah.
You
just learned about that?
Yeah, I mean, I probably knew about it before, but I didn't associate it with those terms. Like, yeah, but
it goes along with capitalism very well.
Yeah, but you know, thank you for sharing this moment with me, and if you're watching it to this point, like, thank you for listening. Just, you know, thank you for being in on this video. Bye.